been pushed, and we are good to go here. Welcome. This is our 27th episode of the podcast, the Myriacast. Today is a very special stream. We have a guest with us. We've had guests before, but this is a different guest altogether. Not just a friend that we know and play games with occasionally. This is we have today Anthony joining us from Charity Water, and
Hey,
we've had some communication with him before, and we thought it would be a great idea to have him join us because of the September campaign from Charity Water. So the intro for today is just to continue to support us, and later I will talk about this overlay above me, right above my head here. We're also doing a campaign with the September campaign for Charity Water. So, and as always, I'm joined by Spoon. Why don't we just go ahead and let Anthony, though, kind of take the reins here? So, Anthony, tell us a little bit about you and also about Charity Water. And while you're doing that, I'm going to circle us over to the Charity Water website.
yeah, amazing. Thank you so much, Otto, and thanks, Spoon, for having me on today. It's awesome to be a part of this. Just quick background on me. I oversee all of our business development at Charity Water, so I work specifically with brands, different companies to build brand partnerships to generate revenue and awareness for what we do. But I've also carved out an additional piece of my role that's focused entirely on the creator and streaming community. I think I'm a little bit biased, having played video games since I was 5 years old. I felt like this would be an amazing opportunity to tap into this generous community and kind of merge my personal and professional worlds. But high level too on Charity Water, for those that might not be as familiar, Charity Water is now, we just turned 14. It's this week is our 14th birthday. It's
Very cool.
because it's also our founder's birthday, and
Got it.
that's how we launched, was his birthday party. And so in those 14 years, we've now raised just over $450 million for water and operations, and that's helped us bring clean water now to over 11 million people in 29 different countries.
Wow.
So really kind of insane numbers, but there's still a lot of work left to be done. There are 785 million people, so over twice the population of the United States, that lack access to clean water still. But if you look at what the number was when we started, it actually was 1.1 billion people.
Wow.
So just in 14 years, the world, organizations like ours, governments, have helped bring clean water to just over 400 million people, which it's a good sign. It means that it's very possible that well within our lifetime we could solve the water crisis as we know it, which is just what an amazing accomplishment for the world to undertake.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to go over to the Tiltify campaign here, but would you mind sort of giving some additional detail on the September campaign
Sure.
for us, just so we can get a better sense for people that may not be familiar of what exactly is going on and what it all means?
Yeah. So the September campaign, it's as I mentioned, it's our birthday this week, and historically speaking, we've done these campaigns in the month of September to generate awareness or potentially fundraise for a particular goal in celebration of our birthday or our anniversary. And so this year we realized that with the setbacks we incurred due to COVID-19, issues with some of our programs being withheld from months of uncertainty and all that, we're really trying to get everything back on track. And so we were able to identify a particular program in the West African country of Mali. Mali is a particularly harsh climate because it's really in the Sahel region, really dry, arid desert climate, really kind of an ancient society, ancient communities there that have been collecting water the same way for hundreds and hundreds of years, where they're lowering buckets into these deep hand-dug wells, and doing this back-breaking work of pulling the water up from these wells, and that water is contaminated. And so we realized, with everything going on with issues related to COVID, even political instability in their country, we felt that Mali was the right program for us to focus on for this campaign. And the goal is to bring clean water to 20,000 people in Mali, for the entire month of September. And we, as part of that overarching effort, which, touches all aspects of the organization, we wanted to create our now second ever streaming event, where we invite different creators and streamers to raise funds for us. And we had set a goal of raising $150,000 from that effort to bring clean water to over 3,700 people in Mali. So taking a chunk out of that larger 20,000 person goal. And I'm happy to say that over the weekend we had Corey Kenshin, a pretty massive YouTuber, step up for the organization, and he and his community were able to raise over $300,000 for that effort.
Yeah.
So
wow.
We're pretty blown away by that. I mean, this is why we're so excited about this community, and the creators that are a part of it. Because right out of the gate, that's already now over 7,000 people with access to clean water. So it's a huge chunk of our goal for September, and we're just excited to see how much more we could do this month.
Absolutely. So I'm gonna go to the video now, really quickly, just to sort of show you did pass us this video. So I'm gonna go ahead and play it.
Yeah.
And then I'll go ahead and full screen that video for you. We'll just let this play out. So this was the promotional video, I guess, would be the one for this campaign. Very cool. So, Spoon, anything you want to sort of ask, or I'm curious, should we move to just game news and then maybe sort of come back to all this? Just wanted to see, Spoon, if you had anything you want to sort of add or ask.
Well, I do want to mention real quick that since we're having Anthony on here, and I think we mentioned it last week, we are supporting Charity Water for this campaign for all of September. Unfortunately, it seems we have yet to get in any donations as part of our campaign. We haven't been streaming all that much. I've been a little bit busy. I have an exam coming up on Thursday, so that's a little bit tough for me. But yeah, if anyone watching right now, or if anyone watching the YouTube VOD later, yeah, you can go ahead and donate in the Twitch chat. You can type !donate, and we have a link to the Tiltify campaign where you can donate. And every little bit counts, $1, $5, $10, whatever you can afford. And if you can't afford it, just stopping by the stream, giving us a follow on Twitch, like, subscribe on YouTube, all that stuff. Just show your support in other ways, tell your friends, your family, etc. about this.
Yeah.
And yeah. Also, I wanted to ask Anthony, what I know your campaign is looking to bring clean water to people in Mali, and I believe you explained this to me at one point, but I don't remember all the details. What exactly what's the money? What are you gonna do with the money? How do you get that clean water out of those deep wells that you were talking about and get it to people?
Really good question, Spoon. So I was mentioning before that Mali is just really harsh. The sun could be considered the foe in that region of the world, given that it's relentless in beating down on those communities. There isn't much protection from the sun there, but the solution is rather a clever one, because it channels the sun's energy to actually turn it into the hero of the story. Mm-hmm. So our local implementation partners in Mali, they actually construct, with all the funds that we raise, 100% of what we receive will go towards these solar-powered pumps that actually pump the water up from these underground aquifers and pipe them out to tap stands within the community. So what used to take, and you'll see this on our website, but what used to take hours for people to collect water that ultimately was making them sick, now takes minutes, just as it should, So, and that's for clean water. But 100% of everything we receive publicly from donations goes directly to water, because we have a group of private donors that fund our operational expenses. So when anyone is giving to your campaign, whenever you guys are supporting us, even, and when you've supported us historically, all of the money that's raised goes directly to clean water.
Very cool.
Awesome. That's great to hear. Clean water and clean energy, double win.
Yeah,
love it.
Yeah,
it's a good combination.
Exactly.
to take something that's potentially a problem, where it's just like, okay, we've got all this sunlight, how can we use it to our benefit? And that's like got to be one of the best ways to do it. It's like, okay, well, we're getting all this direct sunlight. Why not use it to sort of fuel the solution? I think is like the most elegant solution you can think of. So I'm definitely really impressed by that as the solution, and I think it's just like great to use that renewable energy source to power that work. So let me check something really quickly. So, I'd like to know a couple things, if you don't mind, specifically with Charity Water in particular, if you don't mind. And
of course.
I'm looking at my notes here. I know, like, I think you said this before, but how long have you been involved with Charity Water? Can you just mention it if you didn't mention it again?
Yeah, I've been with the organization now for about 3.5 years.
Okay.
I started March 2017 was when I started.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. And what was the you can either talk about the thought process or like how the decision was made with working specifically with streaming communities or with YouTube communities or Twitch communities, I guess is so because like I said with Corey Kenshin, Corey Kenshin's raised a lot of money for this. I think you said that last year or the year before was the first year you worked with the streaming communities. What exactly was the process behind deciding that was an opportunity to go forward with, and just talking through the decision as well?
Sure. So we were really lucky back around when I started, so probably around 2017, maybe into 2018. We had some organic support from the likes of Jacksepticeye and Markiplier in particular. And then Corey, who you mentioned as well, Corey actually supported us back in like 2016, 2017, but through fundraising campaigns just on our own website.
Okay.
Where he created a campaign, and he wasn't live streaming or anything. He was really just putting out some YouTube content and asking his community to help support the mission.
Yep.
So even before them, before there was any controversy surrounding him, PewDiePie also fundraised for us.
Okay.
So we had some of these really big names supporting the organization. When I dug into it deeper, obviously I found you guys. I knew that you had been supporting us. Then Zeldathon had supported us a few times. They'll be supporting us again later this year. And so I really took the reins and said, as someone who already has knowledge of this community or is excited by the gaming community, the streaming community in general, the generosity that I had witnessed, I really put forth the challenge to our organization where I said, we need to be taking a more proactive approach. I don't think it is fair to this community to just have them organically supporting us in the background and not showing them love the other way, or helping generate tools and assets and new reporting features for them to have to really make their experience as supporters just that much better. And so we connected with Tiltify because that was how people had raised funds for us, like Jack and Mark. And then we felt last year was the first year where I was like, I want us to have our own event that we put a call out to those that have supported us before, and also bringing in new creators to support us for the first time. And it went really well. It was essentially a test run, and the goal was to raise $100,000, and we raised $140,000. And so I think it just further cemented my belief that this was something we needed to do a lot more around. And then this year it was really great because despite COVID, despite shifts in when we were going to do it, we ended up pushing this particular event to September. But we also started to generate more content and assets for this community. So we finally created our own streamers page on our website. So charitywater.org/streamers is a great place for people to learn about how they can stream for us, see who's done it in the past, learn about upcoming events, past events. So that's like where we'd want to feature you guys on there, highlighting your upcoming event, and those of you that have supported us as well. So we just started to make a more of a concerted effort and specific commitment to this community, because I think there's a lot that we bring to the table in terms of the innovation we apply to nonprofits in general, like our 100% model and our transparency. It's kind of unparalleled at this point, and we want to bring that same type of energy to this community and these types of fundraising efforts. Because I think a lot of streamers are excited to support different causes that come up, but there isn't that same connection that we can provide to our work. And so I'm really excited to continue to grow that for sure.
Very cool.
Yeah, I think we can attest to that. We've supported a number of charities over the years with the Myriathon, and I feel like not a lot of them have been really proactive with engaging with us.
Yeah, so it's unfortunate actually, and I do think that the trend is shifting in the right direction, where more nonprofits are trying to be better about how they communicate with their donor base. You shouldn't, every time you hear from a nonprofit, shouldn't be when they're asking you for more money. It should also be to update you on, hey guys, look at what you helped us do. Like, look at with like Myriathon, think about what you've done in the past. Here's what you were able to achieve. And oh, by the way, we have this event coming up. If you want to participate, great. Zero pressure, because you've already helped us in such a big way. We try to really celebrate donors at every stage, every size. And I think that goes a long way. It's I almost equate it to friendships, that you have friends that you've known throughout various aspects of your life. Some friends become, successful in different industries or different aspects of their own lives, but everyone is different. Imagine if you only decided to maintain friendships with like someone who is the most successful. That would not be a very genuine relationship.
Right.
So you need to show love to everyone, and I think that's something that the organization has done great as a whole. And like I said, we want to just do it more within this community.
Yeah. I did have one other thing I was going to ask, and maybe I'll let Spoon ask some stuff if he has anything he's thinking of. What are other communities besides the we're just going to call it a macro streaming community? What are some other communities, or I guess like other communities you partner with for your events or fundraising efforts in particular, and maybe just like briefly understanding who else you work with would be nice for people to understand and see.
Yeah, well, I could even give you just a better understanding of like the breakdown of how when we look at our fundraising across the board. We have a few different departments. So I mentioned brand partnerships before. That's where I sit, and I oversee all of our business development. So establishing relationships with new brands that haven't supported us previously. Right. And those partnerships make up a decent amount of our fundraising. There was a time even recently where it's about a third of what we raise for water each year has been attributed to partnerships. Then we have our key relationships team. So they're more of what you'd expect a standard fundraising team to look like in a nonprofit. They're focused on individual contributions and family foundations. That's where, and that they manage the well. So the group of private donors that fund our OpEx. And those could be donors that are giving a few $1,000s a year, or maybe they're giving, $2 million a year in honor of their family. And so that makes, again, another substantial chunk of our fundraising. And then there's the mass giving side. And in recent years, we've really focused on our monthly giving program, the Spring. So the Spring it's really a subscription for good, where you can sign up as low as $5 a month, and 100% of the money that you're giving is going directly to clean water. And we've created a really unique experience, to Spoon's point earlier about communication to the donors. If you're a Spring member and you opt in to receiving more info each month, we tell you more about the impact that you and the community at large has been having just through your monthly gift, celebrating different supporters within the community. And it's now I think there's well over 50,000 people who are giving on a monthly basis, which is pretty incredible.
Wow.
So when you think about that breakdown, within each of those, there are these different communities, like the macro streaming community you're mentioning. I think we've seen on the company side, it's been interesting, like anyone that's related to water. So reusable water bottle companies, water filtration companies like Soma, brands that in some shape or form connect specifically to water, like DuPont. Kohler has supported us in the past. Quip, the toothbrush company, has supported us. So you start to see different pockets of organizations that feel very connected to charity water. There's also the women's empowerment piece, because access to clean water really impacts women and young girls specifically, because it's young girls and women who are often journeying to collect water. So when their community gets access for the first time, women can actually start businesses, care for their families. Young girls are back in school. They don't have to be out of school for a week because they're on their period and their school doesn't have a latrine. All of those issues completely fall away. And so we've also, leaned into working with more women or women-led organizations or women-specific companies to support our initiative. Like International Women's Day, actually, Logitech, through their DE&I, Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion initiative, they've supported us now the past 2 years on International Women's Day, which is March 8th. So we're really unique in that, because we talk about how water changes everything, which it truly does. It allows us to connect with so many different communities, because water is an essential part of life, right?
Yeah.
Like no one can argue.
Everybody needs to drink water.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No one argues with you. If anyone does argue with us that they say maybe someone doesn't deserve access to clean water, well, we know that we don't need to be working with those people or those companies. So
if they say that, they might as well say that person doesn't deserve to live, because
exactly.
that's pretty much the
you kind
same
of need
thing.
that to survive.
Yeah. it's kind of a nice automatic litmus test that knocks out some of the bad apples for us.
Sure. Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
No, thank you. I appreciate you going into depth on that.
Yeah.
Spoon, was there anything you wanted to ask? And then, if not, I'm thinking we can transition to some news, some game news stuff, and maybe we can touch a bit more on Anthony's gaming background as we go into that. So, anything, Spoon? Please.
I have not thought of any further questions at this time. So.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So, Anthony,
no further questions, Your Honor.
No further questions. No further questions. We're moving on. So, this is kind of the part of the show, Anthony, where sometimes I find that our news is actually, we try and find this balance between what I'll call positive, in that maybe there's a game trailer or a release that we're really excited about, and then there's negative. And we have to be very honest. Our negative pieces come from like 3 companies, like routinely.
Yeah.
We usually hit EA, we usually hit Activision Blizzard, and we usually hit Ubisoft. And we're gonna hit 2 of those today. I think we're gonna hit 2 of those today. Although maybe not Ubisoft, actually. I don't think I did have something in my notes for Ubisoft. I'll just mention it. I won't talk about some of the stuff for it. So, I want to save the Fall Guys stuff for later, because I want to. Fall Guys, for PC in particular, has had its share of problems. But last week was a surprise shadow dropped Nintendo Direct for the anniversary of Super Mario Bros. And we're not going to play the whole video because it's a 15-minute long video, but I'm going to go ahead and shoot it to both of you. Maybe Anthony, I think you told us before this kind of what you saw and liked about this, but besides the live circuit section, which I'll jump to right now, what was something else that maybe caught your attention from this this whole Direct?
For me?
Yeah, for you. Please go ahead.
Yeah. What I really loved about it was first of all, I know people are excited about the teaser for, what is it again? Is it Bowser's Rage? No, what was
Bowser's Fury, I think it was called.
Bowser's Fury.
Yep.
Bowser's Fury, that I know everyone was like, we don't know what this is, but
yeah.
I'm excited to know what it is. It also was cool to see the ability to play the classic game, more of the classic games that they're now bringing them to Switch. I know I was excited. I loved Galaxy and Galaxy 2. They were both amazing, in my opinion. I've also never played Super Mario Sunshine, and I actually was excited to see that was coming to Switch as well, where I felt like it'd be a great opportunity to get to play that, because I've really never disliked a Mario game. So I thought that was really cool. And then I was really excited about the home circuit for Mario Kart. I mean, and we can talk more about that in depth, but
definitely.
I just thought that was one of the cooler things I had seen recently in terms of using, AR technology and incorporating that into games.
Yeah. So, Spoon, I'll let you sort of touch on the stuff that you thought was interesting as well. It could be obviously the same as what Anthony mentioned, but and then actually we will talk about live circuit, because Spoon and I disagreed on this when we initially had thoughts on it.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I pretty much agree with most of what Anthony said. I think the big selling point for me on this was the 3-pack, the 64 Sunshine Galaxy. I think that was the big announcement. I'm a little disappointed that Galaxy 2 wasn't included in that, because I would have liked to see that one as well, because I also am a big fan of both Galaxy, but especially Galaxy 1 was good, but it had a few issues. It wasn't perfect. Galaxy 2 was incredible. Galaxy 2 was so good. And yeah, I did play Sunshine back in the day, but I feel like Sunshine's a bit of a dark horse of the Mario series. I feel like a lot of people didn't play it when it came out. Either, I'm not sure if maybe the GameCube wasn't that popular, or people just weren't down with the idea of Sunshine with the Flood Pack and that thing when it came out. I don't know. It just seems like a lot of people didn't play it for whatever reason. It just wasn't as popular as some of the other Mario games, and 64 has been re-released like 60 million times already, but everyone loves 64. So, yeah, and I didn't play 3D World either, so I'm excited to see that one come back.
3D World is fun, man. 3D World is good.
3D World
Yeah.
is great.
It's really good.
I'll just sort of jump to that.
Yeah. And yeah, the Mario Kart. I think the Mario Kart thing looks fine. Like, it's cute, but personally, I'm not interested in it. It doesn't look like my cup of tea. Like, I think if you have kids, I think it looks great.
Yeah.
I think it's an interesting and cool concept, but I'm just not interested. I don't know. It didn't grab my attention. I think it's a cool concept, but I don't think that's for me. I'm waiting for Mario Kart 9, to be honest, because Mario Kart 8 was also incredible.
They've really been dragging out 8 too. Like, they obviously gave it new life on the Switch. Like, they didn't. I thought we were maybe going to get a new, because it was on Wii U, and then they brought it to Switch. But I know I would love a brand new Mario Kart game altogether. That would be amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. So with and with this, for my 2 cents, I'm really excited about 3D, the 3D World. I thought 3D World was like one of the, like, I thought it was like, for me in particular, I actually liked it more than Odyssey. I don't know if that's like blasphemy, but I really like 3D World, mostly because I like the idea of the side-scrolling Mario games. It felt like that for me. Odyssey's great, but I don't know, for whatever reason, 3D World is like my jam for Mario games.
That's interesting. As I said, I haven't played 3D World, so maybe I'll agree with you after I played it, but Odyssey is my favorite Mario game. Odyssey was absolutely incredible, and I think it's followed by Galaxy 2 for me. Galaxy 2 was also just incredible.
Sure. And like I said, like, that's just my specific opinion. Odyssey is great, and I really enjoyed it, but I don't know what it is with 3D World, but like the Mario games that are like especially the side-scrolling ones, and 3D World just felt like an older Mario game to me, and I was like, oh yeah, this works for me. It works really well for me. I'm excited to see co-op in it. I think that'll be fun with people. Who knows if it's on online co-op? Who knows? But I've
heard someone say that it does have online
online
co-op for 3D World. I don't think they specifically said it in the trailer, but I did see something somewhere that said it's going to have online.
I'm trying to see. There was a image in the live circuit one where they showed all the different tracks you could kind of make. They gave like an example of all these different tracks. Yeah. So the specific like race tracks you could make. I thought, like, obviously for kids this is great. This might be fun for fun for some adults too, though. I think the AR application on this is really great. I feel like this part of it's kind of cool. I don't know what it is, but like, I remember when I was a kid, you know, I had dominoes, and you know how you would like set up all the dominoes and you try and knock them all down. You make like a very specific like setup for it. And for me as a kid, I don't know why, but me as an adult too kind of thinks, oh yeah, that'd be cool. Like, maybe every once in a while. I think like with the game and the cars, I think it's like $100 is probably going to be what it's at for price tag. But I don't know, like, some part of me is kind of intrigued by the idea of like, oh, we could like make our own really silly racetrack and have our like group of friends or something. We just like randomly set up a track and play. Yeah. It's not like necessarily like addicting. You want to sit down and play for hours on end. I don't know. There's some appeal to like trying to find a space to do it also is a problem. But this kind of resonates for me. I like this a lot.
I'm so curious too to see how it could potentially unlock some creativity from people, where you probably will end up seeing some pretty wild tracks. Yeah. I don't know. I think I wasn't sure if there's going to be the ability, right, for you to build tracks and share them, where someone is essentially tuning into your video. So like when they're driving on the track, it's utilizing that what's mapped out by your video already, but that might be too difficult. You might have to be there in real time in order to see that. But Yeah, I was just thinking about like people potentially building Lego tunnels for their tracks, or different obstacles throughout the house as they showed in the video, like going around the couch. And I don't know, Nintendo is just always like, I don't know if you guys ever did you play with Labo at all?
I wasn't involved with it at all. I thought Labo was kind of weird and silly for me. I did not like it that much.
It's definitely like, I messed around with one of the sets, like the fishing rod set and a couple of the others, and I do think it's pretty brilliant how they're always trying to just change how people are thinking about video games, and making them more accessible to people, or making people have to think, making kids have to think a lot more about how something works and how they get it, how they can connect it to their system.
Sure.
I don't know. They're always experimenting. That's really what they've become known for, right? It's like that family-friendly innovation. Yeah.
They try a lot of things. Sometimes they're huge hits like the Wii, and sometimes they flop completely like the Wii U. But they are not afraid to try. They're not afraid to try. They always try new things. And
Wii U led to Switch. I mean, I think they were pretty clear with the fact that they had the TV screen on the Wii U controller, and then they realized, well, wait a second, what if we should probably just focus on that?
Yeah.
make that the whole system.
Yeah. And
so,
I mean, like I do like the experiments. Like this home circuit feels like a nice experiment. I think it's interesting. Who knows if I'll like actually go out and get it. But I do think it would be kind of fun, like in the back of my mind, when we do our Myriathon events, our biannual events, we get together in the same place. It would be kind of funny to have like one specific segment where we just like build some tracks and like race each other like IRL at the thing. I don't know. There's cool stuff you can do with friends every once in a while.
I'll be honest, Anthony, I didn't think about the track sharing thing, and if they can implement something like that where it's like Mario Maker but with Mario Kart, I think that's an excellent idea, and I didn't think about that at all with this game. So.
Well, now you've even got me thinking that would be dope if you like. Now I'm even taking it one step further, like the Mario Maker style,
right?
Not just your home tracks, but tracks in general. That would be so cool.
I feel like that's got to be something they add soon. Like even just in Mario Kart, just like creating all your tracks and sharing it with people. I feel like that's just like right there. They probably see this and like, well, what happens if we have people create tracks in our other games? So this is. I mean, there's one downside to this event that I didn't necessarily agree with. I don't know if Anthony, if you noticed this, but a lot of these releases, not this live circuit, but like for example, the 3D All Stars package, I believe is one of those limited time events where you may only purchase it for a limited time and it will go away after that limited time period.
Most of these things that they announced, I think Mario Kart was the exception, are going away at the end of March. Once March ends, you're not going to be able to like buy these, or like with the online things like the third Mario 35, the Tetris 99 Mario thing. You're not going to be able to play it anymore. It's just going to go away, which I guess with the Mario 35, maybe I understand that, but with the Mario 3D All-Stars, why would you take this off the eShop? That makes no sense at all. If you want to do limited run on the physical, okay, maybe I get it, but why would you take it off the eShop? That makes no sense to me whatsoever.
I didn't get it personally. I didn't get it. I don't know, Anthony, if you noticed that, but a lot of the stuff is limited.
I did notice that, and I honestly, it feels very Disney Vault-ish to me. Like,
gosh, yes.
when Disney would do all that nonsense with, Aladdin is back out. And you're like, wait, what do you mean?
It's going back in the vault in like a month. It's like,
it's like, why are you doing this to us? And so with this, it's a little bit frustrating at times where, and all of the companies are, guilty of this. Mm-hmm. All of the consoles in particular, where when technology upgrades and they upgrade to their next generation of systems, they do this whole thing again later where they're like, oh, and now you can pay money again to have these games.
to rebuy the same game.
To rebuy the same game.
We've remastered it. We've remastered it.
And it's like we gotta maybe do better. Don't just do that to me. Allow me to. If I've purchased the game before, they should be able to track that and say, "Oh, we're carrying that over to the next system, and you're able to play it."
Yep.
The backwards compatibility issues have been a problem for a while, where so many brands are taking that away, and then they're like, "Well, now you can download it again, though, for money."
Yeah,
and you're like, "Well, okay."
Interesting. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It seems like Microsoft is going more the consumer-friendly route. At least
I was just about to say that
this next go-round, we've talked about Game Pass a lot on this show, but we very much like Game Pass. We think it's a cool service, and they're doing like this thing they call smart delivery with Series X, where with not every game, it depends. Some companies aren't allowing it, but if you buy a game on Xbox One and then you upgrade to Series X, you just get the Series X version for free.
Right.
So
cool.
And I don't know if Series X is going to be fully backwards compatible, but it seems like they're going in that direction at least. So,
which is so funny because to me, it feels like a few years ago where we were constantly bashing on Microsoft and their Xbox stuff and saying, "Wow, the Xbox One is it's not really the console we want it to be," and they've sort of shifted away from that, and they've got this Game Pass, and now it seems like they've done a better job of showing and trying to be a bit more consumer friendly and just more like a lot of their games that were on 360, you can find on Game Pass. You can find all these different games on Game Pass, and it's fantastic. Some of the older ones that were on 360 or even pre-360, like just Xbox, you can find them on Game Pass, and it's really great. And all the new games that they come out with that are their first-party games, their exclusives, or the ones that they partner with, they come out on Game Pass right away. A brand spanking new game, if it comes out tomorrow and it's an Xbox-partnered or exclusive game, you can get it on Game Pass right away. It's such like a great system. So it's weird to me to have me be like, wow, Nintendo's not really being friendly here with this limited edition, all these Mario limited editions. I don't think that's particularly friendly.
Here's the thing with Nintendo. Like, I will never quit Nintendo just because the games they make are always so quality. Their first-party titles, Mario, Zelda, Metroid, Star Fox, Fire Emblem, like the Xenoblade series, like all these games I love to death, and I will pretty much buy them day one or close to when they come out every time. But Nintendo does things sometimes where you just scratch your head and you're like, like their online service is like 10-15 years behind the times. It's really terrible.
It's
Like,
it's pretty bad.
It's bad. Yeah.
People have come, like, Smash Ultimate Online is it's a joke. Come on.
Which is too bad too. It's just too bad. It's like, really? Why is this still?
But again, people can't quit Nintendo because their games are so good, and then they do things like this with the limited run, and you're just like, why?
Yeah, I don't know.
Come on.
I don't get it. I'm just like, well, you don't have to do that. But anything else, Anthony? Any other final thoughts before I move to our more negative part of this, which is we talk about EA and the frustrations.
No, the only other thing I was going to say, I forgot about the Mario 35 that was like Tetris 99. When I saw
right here, yep, I got it.
When I saw that, I was like, oh wow, that is really cool, because I do like Tetris 99. I think it's pretty amazing, and I think I was like, wow, that'd be a really fun thing to do. It's probably going to be really interesting to see. It also, why I like that so much is it brings new talent essentially up, where there might be creators who are just really great at original Super Mario Brothers or Mario in general, and when they get to play that game, they're just going to be really nasty and they're going to win a lot. Just like people that had gotten really good at Tetris, but Tetris was not necessarily a thing anymore. I think that that's such a cool, and it's why I really love, and when we talk about it later, why I think Fall Guys is so amazing, because it just opened up the community again to like, who's going to be good at this? Like who, this is something we haven't really seen before.
Yeah. This is, I was just thinking about this. I didn't think about it as much when we watched this, but this is basically a Mario Battle Royale, right?
Yeah.
And it's kind of funny how I'm actually. This is one thing I find very interesting. We had this like section of years where basically everyone was like, we have to make the next Fortnite, but with Fall Guys, when we get to Fall Guys is like a good battle royale take. It's basically like this unique game show styled, but very like it almost looks like a kid's game. But at the same time, you can take it as far as you want. And with something like this, again, I think this is limited too. I think this was a limited thing too.
Yeah, this is. You have to be subscribed to Switch Online to play this, like Tetris 99.
Yeah.
And after March, they're just gonna you're just not gonna be able to play anymore. They're just gonna take it off to take it away.
Again, it's like why? This seems like a pretty good battle royale take on like an older franchise. Like this is a great take on that. And I know you say Tetris 99, but and I get the reference, but like for me, I'm like, wow, this is like a really good take on battle royale. You can even see it's like, okay, there's 16 out of 35 players left. It shows you when you've KO'd. It's like got a really interesting and fun setup. Why is this going away? This feels like something that should be, elaborated on a bit more. And this feels like something that could really be enjoyable for people. It's like very confusing. And that's like, this is a good take on Battle Royale for me. It's like very unique. And that's why
to me, this is just like maybe Nintendo's taking some hits because of the pandemic. I don't know, and they just want to boost their earnings for the next 2 quarters, and they're just like, all right, let's just do this limited run stuff so everyone signs up for Switch Online and everyone buys the Mario bundle, and then it's limited run, so you better get it now or too bad. But part of the problem is also, some people are struggling with income and housing and everything because of this pandemic. So I'm not sure it's the best decision. It's not very consumer friendly, especially in the conditions we're in right now. So I'm kind of scratching my head on that one by Nintendo. But okay,
I think it's great though. I might try this. I'm looking at it more. I'm like, man, I should really try this. This looks pretty fun now that I'm looking at it. But yeah, I wasn't thinking about it when I watched it. But I was like, now that I'm looking, I'm like, man, this is actually a pretty good battle royale take. So, and there's like different options here. Okay. So we're gonna move on from Mario. Now we get to go through all the EA stuff. Anthony, if you haven't followed anything that like they do for Madden, for example, right now, or any of their other stuff with some of their other titles, good on you. You're doing a great job. Just staying clear of this stuff. But I can't. I'm on Twitter too much, I think. So
what's happening? Because I didn't even realize. Yeah, please tell me. I'm excited to know.
We'll do a quick recap, and I'm on a video from a content creator we constantly talk about, Young Yad. The reason why I'm on it is because of a very specific reference here. Basically, what happened was several days, a couple different days, a Twitter hashtag had trended, and it was basically NFL Drop EA, because finally the players of the Madden franchise have decided and just like really decided this year we're done with all of the lack of innovation on the series. We're done with all these pay to win tactics. We're done with just the lack of what seems to be just lack of effort. And there's an example of this on the video here that I have, but the idea of the video, there's many different glitches in the game, also in bugs that people are very upset about, and I've seen them, and they're horrible. And
many of them have existed for the past 5+ years. And just people complain about them every year, and they never fix anything.
If you don't know much about the NFL, that's okay, but there is a bug in the game where if you hover over. If you go into like a team select screen to pick your teams, they've swapped like different images and names. So the Tennessee Titans have the logo of the Minnesota Vikings.
Do they really? Is this in the newest one? Like, did it already it released?
21.
Right?
It's in 21. So it's people have screenshotted it. They've shown videos of it. It's very confusing.
How are they? I have to say, because I do love Madden. I hadn't really played it in a while, and during the pandemic, one of my friends from college, he was like, honestly, dude, we're gonna need, I just had my baby. I'm here. I'm gonna need to play Madden. You got to tell me what I have to get. So I told him, get a PS4, get Madden. I'll get it too, and we'll be able to play online.
Yeah.
And I hadn't played Madden in a while, and other than at like an Xbox event I went to once, which was very fun because I played professional football players in Madden, and I
oh my gosh.
That's a story for another time.
Yeah,
but the thing that was so weird was I thought it was so complicated how hard they made it even to figure out how to play online, and then all the different things with your ultimate team,
Sure.
and then the tokens that you're owning, and it was like, what is this? Why wouldn't you make this? It should be so user friendly and so exciting, and it's the opposite. It's so hard to maneuver.
It's a very frustrating experience. And Spoon and I both know this. We basically talked about this for the last couple of weeks with Madden, because the game came out with like about a week and a half ago, and this has been sort of the big hot topic right now. Frankly, is this just like, I'm going to play the video for this, but the video is going to show just how lazy this game is, and you may not see it, and I'll sort of highlight it and try and pause it at the appropriate time to see it. But the idea is this tweet is basically saying, okay, this video, this video, what you're about to see is truly disgraceful, and it's just, there's no effort whatsoever. So this is a practice field in game, and this is Madden 21. So what you'll notice here is on the practice facility, there's logos for Madden 20, the previous iteration of this game. And there's another one somewhere else. There was another shot where somebody found a logo from Madden 19 in the game. In fact, it's right here. I'm backed up right there. That is actually a logo from Madden 19 up here. It's very blurry, but that's what it is. So the practice facilities have branding from Madden games of 2 years ago and last year. And I've talked about this with a couple people, and it's like a 5-minute Photoshop job, really. It's not hard to just Photoshop and fix this in game. It's an assets thing. Your assets are still not updated. Just update the asset. I don't see why it's so hard. But this is part of the issue. This is part of it. It's literally just part of it. Let me see if I can find
definitely lazy. That's definitely laziness, like you said. It's like they're just probably happy to be the only player in the game, so to speak.
Yeah,
sure.
No, they are, and they take advantage of that. Yeah, they have a monopoly on football on consoles like this. So.
They have a monopoly on simulation, NFL simulation football.
Exactly.
I believe. Just recently, I think this past year, 2K got licensed to do non-simulation football, so they do arcadey football. But people want real football.
Yeah.
They want this is what they want when they buy a sports game from them. I mean, NFL Blitz back in the day was fun for a bit, but
oh, man.
Come on.
No, go ahead.
And it's been like this for a long time. I haven't bought Madden in at least 5 years, maybe more than that. And I think part of it, you kind of mentioned it. You hadn't played Madden in a while either, and you jumped in. You were just like, "What do I do? What are all these currencies? What is this Ultimate Team nonsense? Why can I just play football?"
Right.
And the answer is, yes, you can, but EA is just gonna throw these microtransaction and these card packs and this Ultimate Team and all this. They want you to play that mode and spend thousands of dollars on Madden after already buying the game for $60.
Well, and also it's a huge missed opportunity because they don't even, nowadays I think all of us have grown up playing games. It's amazing to not have to have an instruction manual anymore. I mean, I remember having to flip through, and I would get excited about it, but learning how to play the game by reading, this, circle is this and X is this. And now, you get to learn the game while you're playing, which those tutorials I think are really fun. They don't even provide any type of helpful tutorial for your Ultimate Team in a way that makes you excited. If anything, it makes you more confused and frustrated, and you're like, well, I'm just never going to touch this mode. Like, let me just play exhibitions the whole time.
Sorry, I'm finding other things. Keep going. I'm finding.
But no, that was. But when you said the card packs, Spoon, I remember getting those and being like, what the hell is this? What do I do? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that is that's their Madden Ultimate Team mode. They've introduced a new mode called the Yard. The Yard is like flag football, basically, and they thought it was like an innovative mode, and I'm like, this is like very simple flag football. But your character, and it's fine. Like you bring I think you bring your own created character into it. The concept is good, but what they've done is they've riddled it with overpriced microtransactions. And like I understand a character's like maybe their jersey or like their whole outfit being, maybe like a couple bucks. Okay, sure. If you want an outfit that's basically just like a green camo, it's like it's called their mossy green camo. It's just green, really. It's $20.
Yeah.
And it's just green.
That's $20?
That's $20. And it's just unbelievable. It's just like, okay, this is just a place where they're going to throw overpriced stuff here. Just to sort of reference the glitches, by the way, here's a video of the glitch. This is called the crawl glitch. So this player will start crawling. And there it is. So they're just crawling. They're crawling. This is supposed to be a tackle animation where they fall to the ground, but they did not fall to the ground as intended.
They got halfway tackled and got stuck in the middle of the tackle animation, but you can keep moving.
There's also another glitch where and this is a very prevalent one. I found multiple screenshots of this one. The yard markers go away, so you just get a green field. If you know anything about football, this happening is a really big deal.
That's a terrible. You can't have that happen, man.
This is really bad. There's another. This isn't a glitch, but if you notice from all the different iterations of Madden, the faces haven't changed at all. From 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, all the faces are the same. I'm okay with this, generally speaking, where you have like, okay, they're just going to bring over the same. But there are even some pieces of this where the faces, like face 1 and maybe like a different face like 10, are literally the same face. Like, it's just like, I've seen videos of this where they've just taken the exact same face. So this is just like, and the last thing I will mention is the Metacritic score for Madden is now the lowest all time. It is
for user score, not
correct.
Critic score.
I just got like a here it is. So the user score of Madden is now a 0.2. And for
wow, really?
Yeah, for whatever reason, I actually can't like click on the browser, so I can't like mess. There it is. So, yep, it is at a 0.2. In fact, kind of a funny thing, another game that was slightly above it, the Division 2, one of the DLCs for the Division 2, users actually tried to bump its user score up so that this one would retain the lowest stats.
So Madden would be the
worst. This game, like the critic reviews are 63, which is atrocious for this game.
For a AAA game, a 63 is horrible for critic
really
scores.
Bad. Like this is I think the worst Madden score
in a while.
And
yeah, probably
this is the worst. This is the lowest scored game in the history of Metacritic right now. So
wow,
that's
like crazy.
Very big deal. It's just like EA hasn't really said anything in response to this. There was a executive producer with EA that when somebody screenshotted the Google reviews at the time before, other stuff happened were 2.0 out of 5. So 2 out of 5 stars. That screenshot of the 2 out of 5 stars was sent to an executive producer at EA. That producer tweeted back, at least it's not a 1.
Oh my God.
And of course, it is now a 1.4 on Google because he said that. It was only had 500 reviews. There's a couple grand reviews on it.
Yeah.
So people it was just embarrassing to see somebody even just openly say oh, at least it's not a 1, when it's just but but that's like, but this is Madden. Like, you can't just treat Madden like this because it's one of your big flagship franchises. It's
the only football game on the market. Literally the only one.
It's the only one.
If you want a football video game, you have to play Madden. It is your only option.
So people were very upset.
I mean, it's also like Madden for so long was so good. Like, it really was. Like, there's a reason that it got so popular. I did love NFL Game Day back in the day as well. But like, I don't know if you guys have been watching, if you watched High Score on Netflix, but they did that documentary. Have you heard of that or seen it?
I've heard of it, but
I think I've heard of it. Yeah, I haven't seen it.
It's really good. It's by Great Big Story, which is an amazing Instagram account that do these really unique mini documentaries. Mm-hmm. But they talk about how Sega Genesis, when they were trying to, really pull an audience away from Nintendo, one of their key goals was more sports. And getting Madden, when they got Electronic Arts to put it on their 16-bit platform, which was the first of its kind, they, there was a reason. Of course, it was a huge success. Yep. It was so exhilarating to be able to play as your favorite football players. Football is my favorite sport, American sport. So it's really sad that they've kind of let it get to this point where they're going to have to either figure it out or they're probably going to lose the licensing for it and lose it to another company.
Well, the NFL just this year they re-upped their exclusive license earlier this year for like another, I think it was at least like 4 or 5
it was
years.
Like, was it really? A long time. Yep, it's a long time.
Yeah, I think it's still I want to say it's till 2024 or 2025. So
so they're just like whatever.
I don't think the NFL cares because despite Madden being a terrible video game, it makes a ton of money every single year.
It sure does.
And that the NFL doesn't care as long as they're making a ton of money off their license. And I'm sure EA pays a pretty penny to the NFL for that exclusive license.
Oh yeah.
So
gotta be. So it's tragic, really.
Yeah, man. I mean, we could go on about Madden ad nauseum, but basically they put all their effort in the Ultimate Team mode and the microtransactions and the moneymakers, and they ignore the modes that people actually like franchise mode and make your player and everything else. Basically, that used to be the staples of Madden.
In fact, they've been taking features away from those modes. Somebody had a list of features that used to be in Madden games that are being taken away. It's unbelievable. Checking. Did you know that it's really hard to actually figure out who retired, a player that retired in your game? In franchise mode, you actually won't know if a player retired on your team. You have to go through like multiple different menus to see if a player retired, which is just crazy to me, because that used to just be like something that would pop up instantly and you could just tell, okay, this player on my team retired. You have to go through like a bunch of menus.
At the end of a season in franchise mode, there would just be a pop-up like, hey, these 10 players retired on your team.
No.
All right, thanks. Cool. Like,
somebody did like videos on it. So it's like the whole idea is though that this NFL drop EA hashtag has trended multiple times. Like I think it's like 3 times since the game was released.
Wow.
And this game, I don't know if they patched the game up. I hope they have, but it's like riddled with issues.
No, they're probably already working on next year's terrible version of Madden.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that. I don't know what they're actually doing, but we're sticking with EA. I've got EA added recently a full-on commercial in the middle of gameplay for UFC 4. UFC 4, again, if you don't know what UFC is, it's just it's a fighting sport.
Of course.
It's not like boxing where you can really only use it. Like it's use multiple techniques. Free-form fighting. And so the game here, this is the newest iteration of it from Electronic Arts, and a month after the release of the game, there are commercials now for this one is for The Boys, an Amazon exclusive show, so it's an Amazon Prime show. I'm just going to play the video and mute it just in case. You'll see here an immediate advertisement dropped in the middle of the game. There's like this, I guess, like a moment where they're like showing a replay, and there it is again. And you can also see in the middle. I actually don't mind this one as much in the middle, but like there were multiple little commercials in the middle of the thing, and people were very upset about this. So
it looks so terrible and tacked on. They're just like in the middle of the replay. There's like the boys. Like, what are you? God.
So EA, after outrage, disabled the ads.
Yeah.
And they were like, we shouldn't have done it. We should have talked to the community before. Blah, 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 blah was the idea. And yeah, this is like, by the way, not the first time. I don't know what it is, by the way, but sports games really do this a lot with the ads in game.
Yeah.
People were mostly, I think, upset at the idea of, okay, a month after this game released, you decided to put these commercials in it, and it's a $60 game. It seems a bit weird. Like, it's almost like you planned for this. You didn't want to put them out right away with ads because you knew reviewers and people would be upset. So you waited a month and then did it, so reviews were already in. It feels weird. It definitely feels like it was planned, obviously. And I don't know. This is, by the way, not the first time a game has done this. Just quickly to sort of sum this up, NBA 2K, I'm going to have to scroll down because of language there. NBA 2K had a full ad for this, I think it's a show, Snowfall. I think it was a show or a movie. And they've done this. Oh, and also 2K, for their basketball game, they do Gatorade ads on timeouts. There's actually like a Gatorade advertisement on a timeout. It's ridiculous. I don't know what it is, but sports games do this more than any other game I've ever seen. The advertisements are plentiful.
Yeah.
And people were upset about this one too. The unskippable ads, people were very upset about in NBA 2K. So, thoughts on this now that I've explained all of it?
It's tough. It's definitely something that I think everyone in the community has probably been scared about for a while, that advertising within video games feels like it's inevitable. I think there are ways, though, for them to get better at or continue more on the product placement side of things. Mm-hmm. I don't particularly, I mean, I'm probably biased because I've been in marketing and sales and partnerships my whole career. So I understand the desire to find creative ways to reach an audience.
Sure.
But what I think is the most upsetting about these examples is that it's not creative at all. They're literally just putting a paid ad over the top of the game. Like, why would you do that? Why wouldn't you make it like, for UFC as an example, it's like, what if there was some way that, you know, your players, your different characters, maybe someone can dress up in a costume from The Boys or something like that, you know, maybe you're battling, you know, in an arena that takes place in an actual setting from The Boys or whatever. I think having the video just jump, I've never actually seen anything like that before.
Yeah, it just straight up jumps out and goes away. And like the thing is also, like, you can see on here though that some of these advertisements I'm actually okay with, like Reebok. This is good. This is perfectly placed. It's like, it's not intrusive. Like, I'll see it. Even in the middle, like, I don't think that the Boys ad in the middle is really that bad.
Sports arena. That's what a sports arena looks like. So
exactly.
I'm not even upset about these at all.
The thing with this one and this, I just think it's not just it's intrusive. It just looks terrible. Look like someone just like slapped a JPEG over the game. It's just like, boom.
What is this?
Like, what is this terrible?
Yeah.
I don't get it. I really don't get it. It seems very, as you said, Anthony, very uncreative.
And if you're sorry, go ahead.
No, that was it. Spoon.
If you're not going to be creative with it, like, just don't do it in the middle of the game. Do it on a loading screen or something. Like, come on, not in the middle of the game. Like, give me a break.
And sports games already do the advertisements in game, like NBA 2K 20 and stuff. There's this thing called the neighborhood, and players can create characters and they can run around this neighborhood. I feel like you might be familiar with the idea of this, but
yeah,
there's advertisements all over it. Like it's actually just a giant advertisement, and they've like worked with other people such as Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, and they designed the courts with Reese's Peanut Butter Cup stuff for like a few days as an advertisement, which by the way was actually like it hurt my eyes looking at it when I was watching videos of it. It was like that orange is actually not good to see on a basketball court.
Yeah.
So like this is not something that I'm not surprised at all, and I think these kinds of advertisements, like again the Reebok one here, I see ESPN Plus that says like clearly an advertisement for ESPN Plus, Reebok, Body Armor here. Like these ones I don't really care about that much. It's just like I feel like that's what actually would. I don't watch UFC, but I feel like that's what's probably already there. Same thing with like when I see a football stadium and maybe there's like a Gatorade ad on the ad spaces. Like, okay, it's a football stadium, it's a baseball stadium. That's very normal. It feels real. I don't know what it is about this, and this sometimes happens in real life with certain things. Like, but I don't know. This is just like weird to see this like the boys thing pop up. It's just like very odd to me. So it's like, it seems off because even the commentators don't comment on it. Like normally when you have ads in sports, like I'm sure with baseball and with basketball,
oh yeah,
they always
and
do
now
this.
Now a word from Carl's Jr.
It feels weird. Yeah. It's just like that's normal to me now, and this like feels off. It's like the commentators don't even touch on it. I don't know. It's very very odd. Immediately got removed, so that was a short-lived thing. But EA like they tried it, got pushed back, removed it. So we'll see what they do after this. The next thing I have on here is actually we're gonna make it super short. Basically, what happened was the Sims released a new like DLC pack, I guess, game pack. There we go, it's game pack for Star Wars, and people were very upset because they had this whole list of ideas which are actually really good that like players want, and instead they got a Star Wars pack. So you can see this list here of all the different things, and I'm going to try and full screen and see if we can get a better look. But hotels, school life, I don't know what world specifically is, but it looks like adding more diverse locations, starting a farm, cars, hobbies, I guess, murder mystery. There's like lots of different stuff here. And
some of these things that are listed here, I'm like, why isn't this already in the game?
These are great ideas, actually.
Cars aren't in the game. It's The Sims. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
You can't drive. Hotels actually should be a thing. I think that'd be cool. I think the farming one is almost just like too obvious. Like, how was that not in this? But no, these are not in. People have been asking them for a while. This game has been out for 6 years now. And just as a side note, this is relevant. If you wanted to get every single game pack DLC and extra item, it costs over $700.
Really?
Yes. Someone did the math, of course. But instead of all those things that were listed, we got this. You get this journey to Batu, which, by the way, is also an advertisement, I believe, because I think it's actually something that's going to be in like a Disneyland or Disney World thing. It's like something that's going to be in it's like it's obviously not only an advertisement, but it's just like not what people really wanted. There was a lot of other things and issues that people wanted addressed, and they just didn't. So I wanted to bring this here because it's just like there's like more too. There's like medieval. How is medieval not in this? Superheroes. It just feels too obvious that some of these should be in here, but they're not. So I only wanted to bring this on for the news because there's talked about before, and also The Sims 4 is probably one of the worst examples of a DLC game. Like, this is one of the most expensive games on the market by far, and they just like
what is in the base game? If there's that much DLC, what is in the base game? Is it just like
there's really
nothing?
Not
a lot.
I played it. Like I played it. There's not a lot really. Like it's really bare bones. The DLCs add so much to the character creation in particular. It's unbelievable, and it's like $700 to do it. So Just wanted to quickly sort of do that, just because I'm like, man, there's a lot of good ideas here that people are putting forward. But she did Star Wars, which isn't even on the list, by the way.
No, it
Yeah.
is. It's like number 19 or 20. It's like the last. I think it's the last one on the list. It's right at the bottom, if I remember
really?
right.
Oh yeah, Star Wars 21.
It is there.
And even then, it was like Baby Yoda was probably the big one. It was like Baby Yoda. Oh, they added Baby Yoda already. Like, look at this. It's crazy. Like, it was like one of the last things on the list, and they added that. So it just feels weird. It feels so.
I mean,
Yeah.
so funny.
EA being EA. I mean, it's trying to squeeze every last penny they can out of their.
Insane. It's just like but you could literally look at this list and see like all these ideas. You could make this and monetize it like crazy. But I guess I got to use that Star Wars license. So anyway, let's see. What do I got here? I've got your Kingdom Hearts. Okay, so Spoon here will have to sort of give the breakdown of this. But we had for Anthony's sake, Spoon, can you actually just do a quick rundown of Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory for Anthony? I don't know, Anthony, if you know what this game is.
I do love Kingdom Hearts. I still need to finish the series. I haven't played. I have 3 in my possession. I don't even think I got to finish 2, but I do love the whole Kingdom Hearts universe, so to speak. But yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory is we've talked about it on the show a couple times before. I am a huge Kingdom Hearts fan. It's one of my favorite series. And this is the newest title that is going to be releasing this year on November 13th for Xbox One, PS4, and Switch. And it is a rhythm game. So it is... Yeah, they're taking all the music, not all the music, but they're taking music from the series and they're turning it into a rhythm game, basically. Square Enix has done this in the past with, they had Theater Rhythm Final Fantasy, Theater Rhythm Final Fantasy Curtain Call, and then Theater Rhythm Dragon Quest. So this is the Kingdom Hearts version of that. And they had a bunch of interviews released earlier today, actually. They had interviews with Tetsuya Nomura, who is the director on the entire series, and the co-director on this game, who was someone who worked on... He was the director on the Theater Rhythm games. So this is very much Theater Rhythm Kingdom Hearts. It's in 3D. It's a little bit different. They're adding, some Kingdom Hearts-esque elements to it where, the enemies are coming down the line and you press the button and you hit the enemies with your keyblade and kill them. But this, I do highly recommend playing, especially Kingdom Hearts 2. Kingdom Hearts 2 is one of my favorite games of all time. It's incredible. Cage 3 is pretty fun too.
It's fun. It's casually fun, really. It's fun.
For those people who are most people are very confused and very lost in the story of Kingdom Hearts, one of the things they talked about in this interview is that this game is going to be told from the perspective of Kairi.
Yep.
And she's going to be recounting the events of all of the previous games. So if you are lost in the story, this might be a good game to check out if you want to get a primer on the story for Kingdom Hearts. And there will be they said there will be some new elements and some lead-ins to the next saga of Kingdom Hearts, because Kingdom Hearts 3 is the end of the Dark Seeker saga, as they called it, which was the first arc of the Kingdom Hearts story. So they're moving into the next one, and this title is a bit of a bridge title. They're going to recap the previous games through this rhythm game, and you're going to get a little more on Kairi's backstory, and there'll probably be some lead-ins to the next game as well.
Sure.
Yeah. Cool. So this was exciting to see. As I said, I'm really excited for this game. Kingdom Hearts has incredible music, in my opinion, and it'll be really fun to play a rhythm game based in the Kingdom Hearts series. So that's coming out in a couple of months, and
cool.
But yeah, Kingdom Hearts 2 is very, very fun. Kingdom Hearts 3, I think it's pretty fun casually. If you, there's some moments, of course, where I got upset, but that was because they like mini games. For some reason, Kingdom Hearts loves mini games way too much, and that's what I got annoyed with after a while. But the games are good games to sit down and play through if you have time. I'm super glad, by the way, that they're going to actually tell the story of all the games in this.
They're actually gonna recap the story.
They're gonna recap the story. That's actually unbelievable. That's a good idea. Even though it's in this game, which is like, the rhythm game had to have the recap of the story for us, but it does kind of make sense if this is the bridge game, right? So I'm okay with that for sure. I did have one more. I did have something that I didn't talk about before. There's some Ubisoft stuff, but I'm gonna hold off on it. It was related to Watch Dogs. It was kind of a silly thing where Watch Dogs allowed their players who I think signed up for pre-orders to like make their own trailer using some characters they provided. And if you didn't put enough women into your trailer, I guess they like sent you this email saying something about they're like revolution has no gender, and people were like, okay, but why did you send this? What? It was kind of weird. I don't know why like they did that, but they let people make their own trailer, and they had like a lot of comedic and funny things to say, but that was like a weird one where they're just like, okay, you didn't do this, and like if you put certain things in the trailer, they like had these different responses, and people were kind of confused. They're like, oh, okay. But the other thing I was going to say is Ubisoft is having a Ubisoft Forward event this week on Thursday. So I'm not sure what that's going to be. My guess is it's just going to be more stuff on Watch Dogs Legion, probably some Valhalla stuff, and I don't know what else is going to be inside of it, but that'll be on Thursday. I think they sent out a post about it today. So the last thing I was going to mention very shortly is Twitch announced that their karaoke game, which by the way I've really never seen before, called Twitch Sings, is going to be shutting down. I honestly don't know how big of a deal this is. Really, I've never seen it. I know they launched it and it's got like it was pretty popular. I feel like it seems like, because like it says here, overall music category had 3 million followers. Twitch Sings only accounted for 161,000, but that's still kind of a lot to me. The 161,000 followers is still not a small number for that, but I guess it wasn't enough, and so Twitch Sings, the karaoke version of this, will not only be going down, but any videos and clips for Twitch Sings will be gone December 1st.
Wow, really?
And so past broadcasts, clips, and highlights will be removed. So this was kind of big for me. I saw a lot of stuff where people were like, hey, if you had some cool stuff from Twitch Sings as a past broadcast clip or highlight, you need to download that and keep that if you really like it. They're just getting rid of all of it, which was kind of interesting to me, that they're just like, okay, we're not only going to get rid of Twitch Sings, but any broadcast that had to do with it in the past, we're also just like dumping it. It seems kind of weird that also was happening. I don't know, maybe there was a reason for it. But
yeah, I saw that they mentioned in their announcement that they want to focus on overall updates to the platform and finding ways for it to empower people that want to do karaoke style streams and things like that not necessarily tying it to their particular Twitch Sings product. That was like the implication I got in one of the articles I read, where I was like, okay, they could be up to something bigger that's more of an overarching idea, but I did see a few streamers that really liked it, that are not huge, but they're really they're popular within their communities, and they were pretty bummed out about it because they really liked it.
It would bum me out too, especially if I like had this big following for it, even if it's like a couple hundred people. That's big. To just like have it be gone, it feels like that, like you almost have the feeling of, okay, well, what do I do now? It kind of feels like what happened with Mixer, where all those folks are just like, okay, well, you gave us a month, and where do I go from here? Which is super unfortunate. So that's like, I don't know. I felt bad about it. I didn't like engage with it much, but I do feel bad for all the people that really enjoyed it. You hate to see that kind of stuff happen. So, Anything else I missed, Spoon, for news? Should I be touching on something that I missed?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. So at this point in time, we've got about 30 minutes left. At this point, we kind of plan to talk a bit more about another game that's coming out. So I was just going to mention it really quickly. Before. We were going to talk about this game. It's called Genshin Impact. It's like an open world game, but it's also made by a mobile game developer. So they make a lot of gacha games. So we were going to talk about that for a bit. But no, Spoon, go ahead, please.
I think Anthony wanted to talk about Fall Guys.
So, Fall Guys. I forgot about Fall Guys. I feel so bad. The one thing I was going to say about Fall Guys is I was really upset about something with Fall Guys, and I want to play a video for it. I think with PC Fall Guys, this was happening. I don't know about PS4. I think it probably could happen on PS4. In fact, I have no doubt it can. But I saw this kind of stuff happening, and it really depressed me. So this happened, I guess it's like a month ago in this case. I'm hoping all this stuff got rooted out, but I can almost guarantee it hadn't. Fall Guys, if you don't know how it works, is it's this particular game within this game, because you play a bunch of like mini games to get to the end. You want to be the last one standing, obviously. This mini game, you're just trying to race to the finish. Okay, look what happens. Just wait, like you'll see it pretty quickly once the game actually starts here. Look at this. We've got a cheater.
Oh, he's so fast.
He's cheating. He or she is cheating.
Yeah.
It's like, this depressed me when I heard about this. I've heard about this for like a couple weeks now, where people are doing this. This is a speed hack. They're doing a hack where they can go like fly high into the air and just stay there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, this depressed me. It's
definitely it's the dark side of online gaming, where there, and I guess they didn't protect enough from it. And Fall Guys keeps talking about how they're trying to root out all that hackers, and that after someone cheats in a match, they can detect it and they kick them out and they block them. But you have people losing. I watched a stream actually from Big Cheese recently, I really love him. He's a great Twitch streamer. You should check him out, Big Cheese Kit. But he was going to win, and then all of a sudden he looked and realized that there was someone with a floating hack, and there was going to be no way for him to beat that. It was the hexagon one, where you have to jump.
Oh.
You can't win because they're going to just sit there. Yeah. So he got second place, and he was like, "Man, this is so ridiculous! Like that was my crowd." And it, and I would say what's even more upsetting, people are doing the hacking, which is really annoying. But also in Fall Guys, it's pretty frustrating when people are purposefully making you lose.
Oh,
not to their not to their own benefit. It's also,
it's not thing.
It is, and it's not their own. It's not their own benefit. It's not like they're pushing you off and then they win. A lot of times they're just doing it to ruin your day.
So I know exactly what you mean. I had a game. I only play 4 games. I had one game where this happened. This map. Do you see these little yellow tubes here?
Yeah, when they stand on them.
I had some funny guy or gal sit on this and block people from. It blocks you from passing. It really does. You have to jump over them. And so a whole group of people. He just stood here. And nobody could get by, and he would kind of grab. You can grab in the game, so the thing would they would grab you, and you wouldn't be able to get forward. And this pink goop here, it rises. So many people lost because this person here just stood in the way. I eventually got around, but it was already almost too late. It was just, oh my gosh, the most frustrating thing in the world. I mean, I don't get that too. It's just really, don't you want to win? What are you doing?
It's just, they're just trolling to the max. They are trolling to the max with that. But I have seen. I mean, these are the negative sides of it. But it's been pretty amazing to watch.
Oh, absolutely.
How everybody's kind of rallied around it. It was funny though to see, all the stuff with Tim the Tatman.
Oh my gosh,
losing all the time. That was amazing when he won. Like ESPN was tweeting about it when he won.
Because he I don't know how many games he put in, but everybody was joking about it. Even the main Twitter of Fall Guys was just so when you gonna win? What's going on?
He taunted him. Yeah, but but then it was also crazy to see that the best player in the world was Dr. Lupo, and you're like, man, I guess it makes sense if you're a professional gamer, even a game like this, you might just be that good at it.
People figured out a bunch of strats with certain maps. I think this map too had a strat where you'll see. I know this is a cheating video, but I'm gonna try and find certain points. So on these ramps, these yellow things, people figured out, oh, you can actually just jump on this and then climb up here, and it's way faster than obviously going around. People figured out all these different strategies to just get by all this stuff. To be honest, see how this person here is jumping on this yellow thing? You can jump on that and then just climb up. You skip a bunch of stuff. People figuring out those strategies was pretty interesting. This is one of those games where I also saw some video where it was a TikTok video, and some kid was upset that people were figuring out strategies like this because he was oh, you're ruining it for everybody else who just wants to have fun. And for part of me is okay, yeah, I get it. If you're just trying to have fun and you don't care, it can feel bad when somebody else just goes real hard into it. But at the same time, if you see that and you really want to win, you think it's fun to win, or don't you want to just copy them basically? Wouldn't you just realistically copy them would be the smart move? Just do exactly what they do. Wouldn't that be the move? So I don't know, it just felt weird because it's okay, well, I get you want to have fun. I get this could be a party game for you, and maybe you don't want to try, maybe you don't want to try too hard, but at the same time, it's not I'm trying that hard to see somebody do this and go, maybe I should try that. Is that really that hard?
That's like saying I don't want to try, but just let me win anyways. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. I know, and a lot of people were pretty upset with it. It went viral for a variety of reasons. Just his disappointment in it, because people were saying you should. There's nothing wrong with getting good or having skills and wanting to hone them and hone your craft. Mm-hmm. And if you play games and you love them and you play them for a living, you're going to get good at it. And other people have to. That should help people, raise their own talents up instead of, being upset about it or whining about it. I mean, you could compare that to every sport, right? That would be a funny thing to say to LeBron James. Is why can't you just let the rest of us play basketball?
You're making basketball less fun for us. Just and he would just I do this every day as my job. What do you mean?
It's why can't I be in the NBA? It's well, you can't. It's for the best. It's for the best people in the world. That's how this works,
In the sports case, let's not even take LeBron James. Let's take the pickup idea where you've got just a bunch of folks that are at the park, and none of them are really going pro, right? So even then, there's always the case where the person's not very good and they're just trying to have fun, and they're bummed because maybe some other players there are really good, but the thing is okay, I get it. You're not the best basketball player. That's fine, and you don't. But if you're upset that somebody else is performing well in this pickup game, and it's ruining your fun, I can guarantee you that person who's playing well and performing well, if it was me, my response would be, well, I practice a lot. Don't you think I deserve to be good at this because I'm working hard and I'm practicing at it, and you're not? So I don't. Why would you expect a fast lane?
Right.
Because even though I'm putting in more time and effort and really trying to improve, and you're not, so you kind of have to, you kind of have to expect that the person that's probably going to put in the extra time, given all things equal, is going to have a better performance. Yeah. So it's just that was a weird video, and I think you know what I'm talking about, the TikTok one, where the guy's just like, oh, you're ruining it for everybody else. And it's like, no, they're not. Like, you can see this strategy. Your first instinct shouldn't be it's ruining for everybody else. Your first instinct should be, oh, that's cool, I should try that.
Yeah.
If that's not your first instinct, I'm concerned.
If somebody's cheating or griefing, then they are ruining it for everyone. But if someone is just, playing the game, and maybe you consider it like an exploit, it wasn't necessarily designed to be able to do that, and maybe the developers patched out. But for now, it's not cheating. It's part of the game. It's not. It's there. Why would you not use it? It's like in baseball. It's like if a pitcher has a really good curveball, it's like, well, don't throw your curveball because you're ruining it for the rest of us. It's like, well, no, that's my best pitch. Why would I not throw my curveball?
It's in my basket of tricks. Like, what do you mean? It's just like, hey, throw it over the plate. It's cheating when you throw it off the plate.
Yeah.
It's like, well,
yeah.
It's a strategy. It's my strategy.
Yeah.
So that was another Fall Guys thing that I remembered happening, was like Twitter went nuts over it, and I remember that. But like, yeah, I mean, like, look, if the games that I played of this, they're really fun. It's a very fun game to pick up and just enjoy. It's not like, and it's a good game too because it's really not hard to pick up and play. They don't even like really teach you how to play it that much. They just sort of like, okay, here's a couple controls, go. And it's kind of interesting how they're just like, oh yeah, just like do whatever you want and have and see how it goes, and you pick it up fast. You figure out patterns, and it's really enjoyable. So I don't know. But so Anthony, I just wanted to ask, just clarify again. You haven't gotten a crown yet.
I haven't gotten a crown yet. No, and I've probably played. I don't know. I'm only at like level 15 out of 40, so I'm not playing all that often, but I have had a few moments where I've had several shows, sessions in a row where I'm in the final round and I just can't do it. Like for one of them, the one Fall Mountain or whatever, which almost reminds me of like the aggro crag from Guts from Nickelodeon.
Oh my
Guts.
gosh, that is a throwback. Oh
yeah,
my goodness.
It's kind of like that where you just have to race to the top and avoid the obstacles, and then you have to jump and grab the crown. I'm pretty sure that I just didn't hit R2 in time to grab the crown, and I got in second place, and I was
That's unfortunate.
Pretty devastated, but yeah.
You'll get it. Just patience.
I know.
It's like, it was actually kind of funny when I played it, because like I'm not a big battle royale person. I wanted to try it because we got it for free for PlayStation 4, with PlayStation Plus. And I was actually kind of excited when I won. Like I was in my room with my fiance, and she was like looking at me funny because I was like, yes. I was like stood up. I was like, yes. It was like a really big deal for me. I was like, oh my god, I actually won. What the heck? But I think just like it was really like, I can see people wanting to go hard on it, and that's like the best part of the game is like you can play to have fun, but you can also be like really improve, and it's also really fun to try and figure out, okay, how do you optimally play this game? Those are like the best games. Those really are the best ones.
And
I may actually have to try this. It looks I don't know, it looks cute. Looks kind of fun.
I don't know if it's on PlayStation Plus for free anymore though. I think that was only a 1 month thing. You'll have to double check that.
You should definitely check it out, Spoon. And I'm really curious to see how season 2 is going to go. See, for this, I think it's a really awesome opportunity for them to roll out these updated. They're going to have new costumes. They're going to have new levels. Like, I'm sure they're going to start thinking about ways to track leaderboards and different achievements, different ways for you to play together. It's definitely got more life left in it too. I think that's going to be interesting. I'm sure it'll max out at a certain point. I always wonder too if Nintendo is kind of aggravated because it is definitely like a Mario Party ripoff.
To some degree, I think it's kind of like, I don't know how much of a Mario Party ripoff it is, because with Mario Party at this point, Mario Party feels more like a game board, and then you just do obviously you do the mini games inside of it. This game, I really like the setup of how you get your lobby of 50. I believe it's 50 or 60. I think
60, yeah,
60.
60.
Okay. So you get your first lobby, and then it knocks out X number of people because it's the first one's always a race, and then it'll like do various different types of mini games. But on this, but the idea is, okay, every time this mini game completes, X number of people are going to go down. I think Mario Party is a bit more just like, okay, this is like Monopoly, but we're playing it with Mario Party characters, and instead of like the idea of, okay, you buy houses, like you, even though a Mario Party did actually have like that the system of Monopoly, this doesn't feel like a board game. This feels more like a game show to me.
Yeah.
And I think it's supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be like a game show, because even at the end of every round shows all the people like a game show probably would. And it's like, okay, all these people are out. Goodbye. I love the presentation of this game a lot. It just like nailed it for me.
It's definitely pretty brilliant, I have to say, like with what they've been able to do, and their social media lead on it has been really unbelievable.
Yeah.
With his just the way that he engages with the community, how they're looking to add new things. I don't know if you saw, like, this is of course top of mind for me, but the charitable effort that they put out was pretty cool, where he challenged the community and said, we've had a lot of brands reaching out to us about ways they can collaborate and get a costume in the game, get branded levels or something. And they're like, we have an idea. The highest bidder over the next 2 weeks will get we'll get to have a branded costume or a costume pack in the game, and 100% of your bid is going to go directly to Special Effect, which is It's a UK charity for. It's really increasing accessibility of games for gamers, and it ended up getting Ninja and one, I don't remember what company it was that partnered up with him to donate $1 million.
Wow.
To the cause, and it was interesting to see all the different creators that were involved. Like Mr. Beast was, of course, jumping on board, trying to push it up. Different video game brands, like accessory companies, were bidding on it, pushing it up.
Yep.
But in the end, it was a cohort of them, including Ninja, and it's amazing to think $1 million to that charity. I don't even know if that charity, what their annual raise typically looks like. They might have just doubled their budget. So, pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's an interesting idea, though. It's like, okay, we got a lot of brands coming to want to make a level with us or some costume. How about this? Let's just spin it our way and let's do something cool.
Yeah,
that's a great way to do it. I love that.
Yeah. So that was really cool.
Yeah. No, Fall Guys is great, Spoon. You should just try it if you have the opportunity. Like a couple games, you'll find it's like, it's super fun, and it's frustrating sometimes, but it's frustrating in the right ways. It's like, oh well, okay, move on.
That's Battle Royale. Battle Royale is frustrating. Haven't played Battle Royale too much, but the bit I played, Apex, was
in this case like
fun but frustrating.
Even when in the games that I lost or I was like close to winning, I never felt too frustrated. It was just like, okay, well, you go next, but it was definitely more relaxing when you didn't get all the way for me. I don't know what it is, but like the game is just so simple and everything that it never felt like it was too sore that I didn't get to the end. It was like, oh, okay, whatever, next. So, anyway.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, no, Fall Guys is great. It's great. So, let's see here. So we were gonna Spoon and I, we had this set up where we were gonna kind of deep dive into Genshin Impact, but maybe Spoon, we kind of put that off to next week.
Yeah, we've only got like 10 15 minutes left, so I'm not sure I want to go in there.
Which is okay. But again, Genshin Impact, just for you, Anthony, it's an open world game that has mechanics of a gacha game. So I'm not sure if gacha game kind of resonates But this game will. It feels like. I'm just gonna make the comparison. It looks a lot like Breath of the Wild would look, and it's got mechanics where you can bring in a party of multiple characters, but you only play as one of them whenever you're in the open world. And the only way to unlock more one of the ways to unlock more weapons and to get more characters is to open we'll call them little boxes here, which is a lot like how a gacha game would work. So it's like a loot box here. So it has mechanics of what a lot of mobile games have, in that you open like these loot boxes to get different characters and higher quality characters. The game is completely free though. So you're playing a game that looks visually unbelievable, and I'm actually going to turn to my other screen here just so we can sort of get a video of it really quickly. So the game, this is an IGN playthrough of it. This is from a while ago, by the way. This is from February. There was a closed beta. This is how the game looks if you're seeing the stream. Like visually, the reason why I said Breath of the Wild is because that comparison's been made by other people. But it's a completely open world game, and I've seen a map of it. The map is just huge. So there's a lot to explore, a lot to interact with. There's dungeons that you can go through. There's puzzles that you can interact with. And you get this party of characters. So on the right side, you can see the different characters. Obviously, we're not going to deep dive into it now, but just to visually show what it looks like. So this game is coming out. It's coming out later this month, and Spoon and I are really interested in playing it because you can play co-op as well. So we were just like super interested in it.
Cool.
So we'll save that for next week. But it's a very interesting looking game, and
it's a whole new. This is an entire new game. This isn't like the second in a series or anything like that. This is a brand new game.
I mean they have a series of mobile games that are called Honkai Impact. I think only Honkai Impact 3rd came out here. They're a Chinese developer, I believe, and they make mobile gacha games. But yeah, there have been some theories on Genshin being somewhere related in like a multiverse or something related to Honkai Impact, but it's a new thing. Genshin Impact.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's an open world game. As if you're watching the stream, you saw it's got like an Breath of the Wild-esque, but a very anime art style. And as you could probably tell with my fascination with Kingdom Hearts, I love JRPGs and anime art styles. And that's, very much.
Well, it looked beautiful. It looks cool.
Yeah. So people have made the comparison to Breath of the Wild. It's got a lot of similar mechanics. It feels like it's really inspired by it, actually.
It has a few similar mechanics.
I mean,
it's got like.
I would say it's got more than a few.
It's got the stamina and climbing from Breath of the Wild. It has a bit of a cooking system, and it has like the glider that Breath of the Wild has.
Sure.
After that, I think it's its own thing.
But still, people have made the comparison. That was the idea.
Sure.
People were making the comparison.
Actually, this game got a lot of flack when it was first revealed. People were actually mad. They're like, "Oh, they're just making a Breath of the Wild clone. What is this?" It's like, which I don't understand why people were mad about, because people love Breath of the Wild. So I don't know what you're mad about, but whatever.
Yeah. So go ahead, Anthony, if you have anything.
No, it was it's interesting. What platforms is going to be on?
PC, mobile, and PS4, and Switch eventually, but September 28th, it's on PC, mobile, and PS4.
Got it.
Switch eventually is interesting. So the one other thing to note with this is like the reason why the platform matters too is PC and mobile currently have cross-save compatibility. PS4 does not. I don't know what Switch is going to be actually. Switch would be interesting.
But they all have cross-play, so you can co-op with anyone on any console. Though as far as mobile go, I think you need a pretty new phone in order to run this thing on mobile. To be honest,
it looks nice because it looks really nice. I imagine you need a powerful phone.
Yeah.
For that to work, but yeah. So that's we'll sort of talk about that more next week. But that's a game that Spoon and I are looking forward to. We're going to be playing that on PC. And again, it's free, so at this point it's like not really a problem for us to at least try it.
Yeah. Might as well try it. If we don't like it, then we don't like it.
Yeah.
Nothing lost.
Yeah,
nothing lost. Maybe a bit of time, but
but nothing really, to be honest, lost. So let's round it out here. So just to sort of do a quick conclusion for everything, Anthony, thanks for coming. It was really great talking to you and having you share about Charity Water, the September campaign, and sharing game news with us. We love talking about our different topics for various different news articles that we get for this stuff, and we get the good, bad, and ugly. And we at Myriathon are currently running a campaign on Tiltify in conjunction with the Charity Water campaign. The campaign overlay you can see above me is right up there. We're definitely interested in getting people to support that, because when you support us, you're supporting Charity Water. Please consider doing it. If you can't donate, totally understand. Not everybody can right now, especially in these times. Please feel free to follow not just us, but please also consider following Charity Water. Charity Water has a Twitter. They check out their website. Check out some of the other things that they've done in the past. Support some other creators that are working with Charity Water. There's various different ways to be active and be helpful. Even just like telling your friends about it is valuable. So please consider doing all those things to sort of help this cause, because it really is something that can be valuable for people that may not have access to it like some of us have. It's easy for us, but not everywhere is not the same. So Anthony, anything else you want to sort of add on top of that?
No, I mean, I just really appreciate you guys inviting me on today, and the support that we've had from Myriathon has been awesome. Just having you guys support us in the past, wanting to support us now and in the future, and you nailed it. Exactly what you said. If people can't donate, we completely understand. Just helping us spread awareness about the cause, about our mission. Checking out charitywater.org/September for the overarching campaign messaging and learning more about what it is we're trying to achieve this month. Again, just so appreciative of this community and you guys, and it's really fun for me to get to talk about video games for a while.
Yeah. So, this is good. Spoon, anything before we end here?
No, it was we appreciate you come on. It was fun. I didn't really know, I knew you liked games and you liked engaging with the Twitch community, but it was fun to talk with you about games a little bit and see where your gaming interests are, and it was fun. It was fun having you on today. Thanks.
No, we really appreciate it, Anthony, and I guess for everybody else watching, thanks for watching. Thanks for watching if you're on YouTube too. This will go up on YouTube. And hopefully you guys will stop by this week. We're thinking of doing something for the Ubisoft Forward. The Ubisoft Forward is at 12 p.m. Pacific time, 3 p.m. Eastern. Spoon and I will talk about it. We're definitely thinking about doing that.
On Thursday.
Sorry, on Thursday. And other than that, we'll probably do more of our live stream for our plays stuff. Tales of Cristoria. We did it last week. We'll probably do it again unless something changes. And so hopefully we'll see you then. If not, next Monday. So thanks everybody. Thank you, Anthony, of course, for stopping by and chatting with us. It was great. And we'll see everybody hopefully end of this week on Thursday or next week. Thanks everybody.
Awesome. Thanks guys.
Bye.